Hello. Welcome back to our Rule the Waves 3 playthrough of Italy, starting in 1890, Mare Nostrum. In the last episode, we continued to fight and fight and fight against against France there. We're doing our best. We're putting in the time, we're putting in the effort, but the war just refuses to end. And now we're actually kind of coming out ahead, although the United States has redeployed its navy into the Mediterranean to blockade us again, which is unfortunate. But that means they're not messing with Spain too much there, and they're not messing with Japan too much. So Japan and Spain might be able to make some things happen on their end. So for now, let's start a backup and let's press some buttons and see what happens. We've been in this war for 30 months now, approaching 3 years. We have action with light forces. Well, let's see what we get here. So something I was thinking of, light cruiser and destroyers, maybe. So something I was considering uh, earlier today while I was racking my little tiny brain was I think we may have sunk all of the French AVs, like all of their float plane carriers. I wonder if that means their carrier research is going to be slowed down until they can rebuild some more of those. That is what I was wondering. So hopefully when I get out of this battle, I will remember to have a look and see if they have any AVs left. Because that might actually like, really hamper them. Like destroying those might do a lot to like I don't know, maybe like 6 or 8 or 10 months worth of slowed down carrier research progress. I don't know, maybe a year. Depends on how long it takes to build them. Because they did build bigger AVs, so it might take them longer to build than ours did. Because we built the smallest ones we could possibly get. All right, it looks like it's the enemy running away from us for now. Although these are U.S. destroyers, I don't know how big or small they might be. Taylor class, Harding class. This is 1,400 tons and 1,100 tons versus our 1,100 tons. So they probably have us outclassed ship for ship, but we have more. We're going to see if we can pull them closer to our light cruiser here. Oh, that's good. Well, we didn't score any hits, but at least we got our cruiser guns into play for a minute. I don't think anyone has scored any hits on anybody yet. Just going 5 minutes at a time. There's the Lombardia. And let's turn. Let's turn just in case they launch torpedoes. We're straddling them. We hit them once with a 5-inch gun. Hit them again with a 5-inch gun. I mean, this kind of hits do a lot of damage to destroyers. You can see we just got hit by probably a, I don't even know, the Harding probably carries 5-inch guns, 6-inch guns. Jeez. The U.S. going all in on that. And it did 18% damage to us with one hit. We hit him again with 4-inch guns. I don't know. This is a lot of effort for a couple of destroyers, but Against the USA, we'll take any kind of win we can get. Oh boy, we're getting pounded here. Torpedo tubes are on fire. All right, well, you go home. Uh, Send them back there. Pescara. I have to say all the names with a very bad Italian accent. Fire is spreading. That destroyer may not make it. We're going to slow our destroyers down a little bit there. Just to give them a little bit better gun accuracy, perhaps. Oh, nice. We have potentially... Oh, there we go. There's some good hits. That's what we're looking for right there. And we're going to fire off one salvo at torpedoes at the Harding class from each of our destroyers. Yeah, destroyers are hard to hit, like, no matter what you're doing with torpedoes. All right, what is this report? 2 destroyers? Well, there's 2 destroyers right here. That's a pretty accurate report, except that they're not really moving. All right, we just hit it a few more times. Light damage, it says. That's the 1100 ton? It is. I feel like it should be... There we go. I was going to say, I feel like it should be dead in the water by now, but... Alright, let's get close and try to finish them off. If we can capsize them now, or just, like, completely blow them up. Well, never mind. So let's say our other destroyer would have a better chance of getting back to port. Just looking for damage reports. Oh, that Harding is still shooting? Well, the Euro, come on, here's the Euro. It has a veteran crew by now. It has to. It's been fighting since it's like one of the very first of these destroyers that we... There we go. Oh, we had a merchant hit a mine. Okay, well, we saved our destroyer. We lost a merchant. Okay. We get a victory. Ugh. Ugh. All right, well... Come on, we need our allies to pull their weight here a little bit. Get us unblockaded, please. We're not doing too well. Okay. We're not doing too well on the home front. Let's check our construction queue here. We are 1 month away. Funny enough, we're 1 month away from our first battle cruiser coming into, being finished, but it still won't be ready. It still has to work up for a while. But let's go over here and check the French real quick. Their ships. They have no AVs. They have no AVs, and they're not building any. Do they show up on here? They certainly should, right? Maybe they don't show up on here. Unless the USA doesn't have any either. Japan. Well, hang on. Italy has them, so we know that we have them. Yeah, there they are. They're like between cruisers and destroyers. Yeah, there's one. All right, let's go back and check France. Cruisers and destroyers? Nope. In the USA? No, they don't have any either. Germany. Germany has some. Japan. Japan has some. Okay, so the USA and France are lacking in AVs. Interesting. Very, very interesting information there. Okay, we've called off the army offensive. Heavy. So we now get light AA weapons if we want them. We're still blockaded. We need the blockade to break for a little while here. Let's see. We need to go to fleet organization and start a battle cruiser division. So we'll do that and that. We'll have two of them. And then we put the Napoli into the. Actually, we're going to wait until it's worked up. Wait until it's worked up. Okay. And then we have some extra money laying around that we actually need to spend here. So how soon? Just a couple of months. It's time to start working on our battleships, I think. So let us design some dreadnoughts. So we have 35,000 tons to work with. So if we slow it down, 26 knots, it becomes a battleship again. That's it. 30,000 tons with a 12-inch belt, a 3.5-inch deck. The conning tower, we can strip off some of that. There we go. We have 14-inch guns. It's very good. Those are fine weapons with zero quality. Let's clear out the torpedo tubes. And we have directors. So it's 3,000 per month to build each. They're 107,000 in total to build. All or nothing. They have 2 torpedo defense, uh, 16 5-inch guns, and they have actually a battery of light AA, which is pretty good. What I wanted to do was I really wanted to, boy, I really need oil. I can't do it yet. Okay, so you know what we're going to do instead while we wait for oil is we need replacement light cruisers. Our light cruisers are aging. They're aging poorly. So are our heavy cruisers, but we still have a few. Actually, we still have a couple, but they're pretty old. We only have one Stromboli left, but we desperately need new light cruisers. So we'll whip up a batch of those. And it'll also be easier to manage those if the war happens to end because our budget's going to plummet. So we're going to like stop constructing like half of them or something. It won't be that big of a deal. All right, light cruiser, 5,000 tons. That's pretty reasonable. It's speed. We're going to put on normal reliability or engine priority. 1.5-inch deck. We're going to go down to 1-inch deck on a light cruiser because I don't think the extra half-inch is going to make any difference in the world. Let's delete that mount. Actually, these are swivel mounts. So we'll add port broadside swivel mounts with 3 tubes each. And then starboard with 3 tubes each. Topside limit has been exceeded. We'll strip off a little bit of the AA guns. We'd actually increase the tonnage of the ship as well. That'll help with the topside a little bit. That gives us some extra weight remaining. What if we go up to 30 knots? No, that's not going to work. Okay, we have mines. We do mine sweep. No, we don't want to do mine sweeping. We'll go down to we'll be at 46 mines on these things. And We won't have reloads on these, but that's still a pretty nice amount of torpedoes. So we are sitting at some extra weight here, so I can actually strip off like some of the light AA guns. And these are 6-inch guns, so we're going to go up to 170 rounds. That puts us exactly at the right top side. We have directors. We don't have any secondaries. We have light AAs instead. So these are just little speedy gunboats that'll fly around, use their 6-inch guns as necessary, and then launch out torpedoes. Umbria, the Umbria class. I like the name. Oh, Minerva. We'll go with Umbria. I seem to remember one of our Umbrias fighting, and I can't remember if it did good or bad, but we can go up to 2.5-inch belt. I don't think the extra half inch is going to matter. We can go down to 5,100 tons. No, that's not going to work. What if we take off 5 rounds of ammo? Puts us at 1 weight remaining. There's no room for future upgrades if I do that, so we'll go back up to 170 rounds of ammo with 65 extra tons remaining for uh, the displacement. Well, 19,000, oh, about 20,000 to build, 900 per month each. We should be able to whip out quite a few of these. All right, next turn. Convoy attack. Cool. Remember what happened during the last convoy attack? Look at that, we're bringing out the whole fleet again. Well, here we go. Unknown ships sighted immediately. Cool. Those look, I don't know what they look like. They seem like they're pretty big. Torpedoes off. Line ahead. Full speed. Full speed. We're turning away because we're starting out slow next to those big ships. That's not good. It's actually pretty unfair. But we have a lot of destroyers this time. And if we can get into a decent anvil attack, like crossfire type position, we might be able to put a real hurting on the enemy, whoever they are. These are my Venitos? They are. So these are my good, quote unquote, good battleships, pre dreadnoughts. Then we have the good old dependable Lombardia here. I'd like to get the Lombardia in amongst their transports, wherever they might be. Yes. Didn't realize I had AVs in here. There it is. I'm going to set your speed to max and get you heading back towards Sardinia. Oh, U.S. battleships, eh? They're moving slow. Getting some near misses. This might be our chance. Yeah, I'll just use these 2 destroyers out here to launch some early torpedoes and then just be done with it. Send them home. And we'll spread the torpedoes out a bit. There we go. Now send them home. Meanwhile, the main battle force will be here in a while. I see some movement over there. That might be the transport. So I'm going to send the Lombardia over there, and I'm going to send these destroyers over there. All right, yeah, they're picking up a little bit too much speed for me to hit with that salvo, but we have more. So it's Arizona and California class. 1911, 25,000 tons. 1907, 21,000 tons, essentially. Those might be the transports. Those look like those are destroyers. So we'll have to be a little bit careful here. We're getting pinched. That's what I like to do to the enemy. I don't want to be pinched myself. So we're going to angle a little bit closer with these destroyers. We want to be ready to fire off some salvos. That might be, I don't know, we'll see. The Bartolomeo or whatever this thing is, it's down around here because I'm looking for the transports. Otherwise, it wouldn't be that far ahead of the destroyers. Well, I can fire off at the rear Arizona. We'll do it again because it'll be the last one to maneuver, really. Well, we just got a near miss or a hit or something. We are expended. All right, this destroyer group can go home. And that's our strategy: is we launch torpedoes and pull back. This looks like the transports, but they're being escorted. This looks like a wow, it's a big fleet. Okay, we need to reconsider what we're doing here a little bit. I don't think we're going to get in amongst the transports this time. All right, let's fire some torpedoes. These will be coming in from all sorts of angles, so we have a decent chance of hitting them with something, even though these are head-on shots. Okay. I don't feel too good about this second volley because the California is going to maneuver. Oops. All right, let's get out of here. And then our battleships need to turn a little bit. These torpedoes aren't looking too bad. There's a bunch of destroyers down there. I wouldn't mind getting my Bartolomeo, I don't know, Bartolomeo, Rufflemeo in amongst them, but we're gonna send it east to try to catch up with all those other things. Okay. Okay, we got no torpedoes left on that set of destroyers. Yeah, I knew that California was going to maneuver, so let's slow down a little bit here. Get our guns into play. We are scoring some hits on that California, but looks like it's just with secondaries. The Arizona is slowed down, I think. So this might be our chance to get in there. Oops. Destroyers. Those are merchants. Bombardia, where are you? Yeah, I think he misunderstood orders, so he's like flying away for a minute here. You know what? We're just going to go for it. We're going to take a lot of damage, I think. Probably lose a destroyer. Yep, we found the transports, but they are well protected, so that's not going to work. That is not going to work at all. There's a battleship in there. That's their last battleship, that Martel. This is a little bit suicidal. How can all of those miss? They all missed. Come on. We're putting everything on the line to get those shots off. And we can't have the good grace to score some hits. Well, we gotta turn around and go back for another try with our middle destroyers. You know what? We're just gonna go. We're just going in close. We only have 2 shots left. There we go. All right, that might do it, but we need to get out of there. How are we looking? Oh, the Imperio is taking some good damage there. So we're detaching it before it gets too bad. These aren't exactly spring chickens for our battleships. They can't take too many hits. Yep, we're gonna lose some of these destroyers, but we may have got the that Arizona. The Lombardia. It's gonna fire at this second California because it looks like it's slowed down a little bit. I'm gonna do a nose-in turn. Uh, make myself really vulnerable here for a minute. But these should be high-speed shots now. And now we try to get out if we can. And now our battleships are also going to get out. The Bartolomeo is going to go over there and try to finish off the Arizona if possible. It's going to be very ugly. Need to keep maneuvering if possible. All right, that Arizona is moving real slow. So the Fresius had something repaired, so we can. Nope, no. I thought maybe we get the speed back up, but that's not going to happen. All right, we took a hit to the superstructure. Oh, we took some big hits there. All right, Arizona, prepare to meet your maker. Oh, we're getting hit. We're getting hit bad. We're doing nose in turn. And Bartolomeo is dead in the water. Wasn't worth it? No. Wasn't worth it at all. Yeah, he's dead in the water. He's sinking. Oh, well, okay, then it was worth it. We will trade light cruisers for battleships. And we're going to go into Cagliari. Cagliari? since it is close. Yeah, really, there's a lot of destroyers here, but we put a torpedo into that California class, and we probably sank the Arizona. Which, if it turns out that we sank the Arizona, then it will have been worth it. We'll trade one light cruiser and half a dozen destroyers for a battleship, I guess. And also putting damage on that California means less blockade power. Not a lot less, but anything anything we can get. We got nowhere near the transports, by the way. All right. How do we do? Well, we sank a battleship. We lost one cruiser and two destroyers. Okay, less destroyers than I thought. We sank two enemy destroyers. We heavily damaged another battleship. So let's check out the California, see how close it was to. So the Wisconsin. It wasn't very close. It got hit by. It's only reporting that it got hit by a torpedo, which is weird. Is that this one? No. Oh no, it's kind of weird. All right. Well, either way, we get some victory points. We get some prestige. Here's the New Mexico that's under construction. It's 32,000 displacement, pretty much, 21 knots. Our battleships will be better than this. Like they'll be faster at least. They'll have less weapons. I think we only had 8 14-inch guns, so it's something to consider. But we just can't build them until we have oil. All right. The U.S. lost a heavy cruiser and a light cruiser. That's pretty good. We're still blockaded. The unrest went down to 6, back up to 7. Well, the U.S. is down to 200 blockade power out of like the 225 or whatever it was. France is down to 68. We have one battle cruiser now. But we're over half an hour into this episode, so that's where we're going to call this one. We're slowly crawling out of this. If they just didn't have so much blockade power, like if they spread their fleet out just a little bit, we could keep going. But we'll see. Anyway, I appreciate you for being here, and I will see you next time.